And Asuba Olosholang. Welcome back to Mkaulele. Our segment today, Respect the Hustle.
Yo people, it's boy Advantama Kenya na niko ndani ya Kaulele show. Ino show nambari moja, show kubwa, show moto ndani ya Kenya International. Make sure you watch and subscribe. Nini wewe?
Ndio hiyo sasa. So today I have with me a coach and she will be able to tell us what exactly she does. And before I get to that, kindly remember to subscribe to my channel. Those that have not done that, do not also forget to share with your friends. And do not forget to hit the notification bell. So each time I do an upload, you can be sure to entertain yourself with what we do for you. Well, it is a beautiful, beautiful, sunny, yet just cold or something day.
Yeah.
Karibu sana.
Thank you so much.
So my people want to know who you are.
Yeah, and thank you for inviting me to this studio. I want to really celebrate you and what you are doing. My name is Joyce Cheruyot. I am a banker by profession, and currently what I do is to help the business community to be able to build on their skills. One thing I believe is that any business can be able to grow. So because business has a potential to grow, my work is to help the entrepreneur to be able to identify their potential and to move to the next level. Yeah, so that is me. I'm a mother of two girls. Okay. Yeah, an adult. She's actually turning 21 this year.
Oh, wow.
Yes, and a 17-year-old.
What?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah,
give me
yeah.
that secret. I want to look as young as
Wow,
you do.
we can always share. We can always share. Yes.
That is beautiful.
Yes,
So,
and I'm married to Asa Cheruyot.
Okay.
Thank you.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah.
Welcome to our studio.
Thank you.
Well, we do ours at this beautiful nature thing. We love nature.
And I love it.
Where you also relax. But unfortunately, I see we have a lot of bees around us.
We will be able to manage. That's nature, and nature, when we are able to connect with them,
Yeah.
it feels great.
Yeah, it
Thanks.
does. So you told me you're a banker.
Yes.
First and foremost, where did you go to school? Primary level?
I was born in Elgeyo Marakwet County.
Okay.
In the 70s. Yeah, and we lived there, and I went to a school called Tugumoi Primary School.
Okay.
Tugumoi Primary School is in KU South constituency.
Yes.
And Metkei location. And I was there up to standard 5. Then we transferred. My parents moved to Eldoret, and we lived in a place called Ilula. Ilula is near Chepkwelel campus.
Okay.
So I attended a school called Chepkwelel Central Primary, where I did my class 8 in 1986.
Wow.
Yeah, and I did well. I thank God I did well. I was one of those girls that was doing well in school, and
nice.
I was actually I passed well, and I was invited to join Kabarak High School, or commonly known as Moi High School Kabarak.
Okay.
Yes.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
And how was it growing up at those sides?
Wow, I always say that I grew up in the village.
Yes.
Me, I'm a village girl.
You're a village girl.
Yes,
When
I can
Kenyatta. Okay.
And one of the things that I realized, when you do geography,
Yeah.
and they give you the atlas, it has the map of,
Yes.
and there are those two small dots,
Yeah.
where it shows you a major town near you.
Yes.
Now, where I was born, it wasn't there in the atlas.
Hata ikuwa kadot?
Even the smallest, smallest dot wasn't there.
Okay.
But growing up, but I grew up in a polygamous family.
All right.
And we were born 9 of us on our side. I'm the second born.
Nice.
And we grew up in a lot of poverty, I would say. Where you grew up and you don't have so many basic things.
Yes.
But I thank God for my mother, though she's deceased. But she managed to provide for us.
Yes.
And also my father. They worked together hand in hand.
Yes.
And one of the things that my mom did, she made sure that we never lacked food, despite the fact that we were growing up in a poverty situation.
Yes.
And one of the things that I desired was always to change that situation, because I didn't feel like we were meant to live that way.
Yes.
And so my plan was to do well in school, to work very hard, and to be able to change the equation. And that's basically what I did. And I'm happy about what I've been able to do by God's grace.
Amen.
Yeah.
That is wonderful. And you went to high school? Now Moi High?
Yes.
How was it?
It was great. It was good. And that time it was the school for mzee. If you can remember that language. Yes, tulikunywa maziwa ya mzee.
Yes.
So, and it was good. It really helped most of us in terms of subsidizing our school fees.
Yes.
And the facilities were there. And there was no reason for anybody not to work, not to be able to pass well in school.
Yes.
So by God's grace, I managed, and I joined Kenyatta University.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, for a BCom degree in banking and finance.
Yes.
Yes.
So tell us about campus life.
Wow, campus life was good.
Yeah.
And remember, the motivation I had from the beginning was to see what is that thing that I can be able to do to be able to change my family setup, you know.
Yes.
The fact that we lacked so many things.
Yes.
So my motivation even in campus was to focus on education, you know, my education. And I did my best. And I also passed well in school. I think God gave me the brains, and I'm glad that I got that opportunity.
Yes.
And I'm not bragging, but I'm just thanking God that He gave me the opportunity, and I graduated in 1990 with a BCom degree, second class upper division, and I'm glad.
Wow.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Yes.
I see masomo yenyewe ulikubali. Kitabu ilikubali.
You know, when you have something that you are uncomfortable with,
Yeah.
you will want to go out of your way to fight it.
Yeah,
and for me, that was poverty. I wanted to fight poverty because I felt like there's something, how come we are not like the other people, you know?
Yeah.
I don't think we were meant to live in poverty, and that's what I told myself. So, yeah.
So you're proving that wrong. Like, you needed to up your life so that
Yes.
you can be able to live this life.
Yes.
And also, do something for your family. And
Yes,
everything.
yes, yes,
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Wow. So why did you decide finance?
I think, when you're growing up, as I grew up, one of the things I wanted to do was to be a secretary. That was what I wanted to do. Those when you are asked in school, what do you want to do?
Yes.
What do you want to be? I wanted to be a secretary because I think I had a neighbor who was a secretary in a company.
Right.
And I thought, maybe I need to do that. But as time went by, when I went to Form 1, and I discovered there was something called banking. And when you go to a town like Eldoret, I would see banks, KCB Bank, Barclays Bank, Coop Bank, and I was like, when you get to those banks, they are so neat, and it's a very welcoming place.
Yes.
And I just decided I think I need to work like that person who is working behind the mirror.
Yes.
And that's how I developed a desire to work as a banker.
Okay.
And by God's grace, I actually got employed with Coop Bank in 1997.
Yeah. 1997.
Yeah, 97. Wow. And I worked for 3 banks.
All right.
Coop Bank, Sidian Bank, and Bank of Africa.
Okay.
Yeah, so actually my life, I've just done banking.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, you
Yes.
actually just look like a banker. So how is it as a woman and also a banker? How was it for you?
For me, I think because I enjoyed that job, I actually enjoyed my work as a banker.
Okay.
And one of the things I realized was I needed to balance my life,
Yes.
because again, it's the work in the banking industry is scheduled. I mean, you work from 8 o'clock to 5 o'clock, and most of the time you are receiving customers. So I had to make sure that I'm able to balance my life as Joyce, my life as a wife, my life as a mother, and also as a banker. So it's juggling all those things. I think because of the desire I had and the fact that I really enjoyed my job, I was able to manage. I thank God. And we agreed as a family that we would have family meetings, family outings on Sundays. Because I used to work Monday to Saturday. Yes.
Well.
Yeah, because we needed to have the children also grow with us. So, and it was good. Yeah, I believe I balanced well.
Okay.
Yes.
So, are you still in the banking industry ama ulitoka?
Nilitoka in 2015. Again, life is a journey. And despite the fact that I enjoyed my life as a banker, it came a time when I felt like I needed to do something else. And the passion I developed for the business community was because of my interactions with them. When I worked in the bank, most of the time I served the customers in the loans department. In the bank there are many departments. So most of the time I was managing the customer accounts or appraising loans, visiting customers, being able to, if there was anyone that was struggling, I would also go and find out what's happening to them, so following up recovery for the bank and all that. Now, as we went on, I felt like some customers would struggle. Yet we had given them, when you do an appraisal, for a loan for any customer, we need to confirm the cash flow, we need to confirm the growth of the business. Most of the time the business are doing very well.
Yes.
But then I realized that when you advance some customers cash in form of a loan, sometimes the outcomes are different, and yet you have given money to them. Some of them would grow very well and be able to even expand, open branches in different places. Others would stagnate. Somebody is paying the loan and they finish the loan, but there's no change in the business.
It remains the same,
Another category would actually collapse during the process of paying the loan. And some of those outcomes really disturbed me as a banker. And I felt like there's something missing in the business community. Because if I advance a loan of 10 million to a client, why would that client not grow? And so I started searching those answers, and I felt like the biggest challenge with the business community, especially the micro and the small medium enterprises, are more of skills than money. Yeah, so I am one of the people who believe that businesses can grow if you have better skills. Even with less money you can still be able to grow.
True.
Because so money is not the only answer that a business person requires.
For growth,
Yes. So I felt like I needed to be a banker outside there in the field. So so that I'm able to now build the business skills on the entrepreneurs. And that's what I'm doing, and I'm happy, and I want to believe it's discovery of God's purpose in my life. Because I really enjoy when I meet a client and I'm able to help them through to the next growth.
So what exactly is it that you do? What is it called, the thing that you do?
I do training. There are modules that are common for the business community. Mainly record keeping, because I discover that many people don't keep records. People trust their minds.
I'm one of those.
And you know, I tell people record keeping in business is like the foundation of a building. If you have a shaky foundation, you can't go high, you know.
True.
So the same thing. So record keeping is very important. It's good to know where your money is going, where is your money coming from, and where is it going. Because sometimes we feel like, many people feel like, you know, I am pumping money into this business, but I don't see it coming back. I'm just seeing like it's going away. So record keeping is one of the trainings I do. I also do costing and pricing. How to do costing for your business. I also do. I have also helped people to do business plans. I am one of the people who believe that business planning, you can actually do it yourself as a client, as an entrepreneur. You don't have to pay somebody. I'm not saying you don't have to pay, but it's better when you do your own business plan, even if it's 1-pager, 2-pager. So I train people how to do their own business plans. I also train how to do your own marketing plan. I train on customer service. I train on financial management, or what we call cash flow management, so that we don't get shocked as a client that, oh, today I'm supposed to be paying my rent. Actually, we need to have a plan for the future. So those are some of the things I do. I am a trainer for International Labour Organization. There is a program called Start and Improve Your Business. So those are actually the modules that have been tested and tried. That if you train business people on that, they should actually be able to grow and be able to employ a youth, you know, or employ somebody in their business.
So basically what I'm going to ask is a few questions. Like, for instance, I'm starting a business today. What are the basics that I need to be able to have, you know, growth or a forward move in my business? What is it I need most, apart from just waking up and having a business idea?
Now, that's a very good question. Most of the time, people start businesses without thinking through. And that's why you'll find somebody starting this type of business. After 6 months, they are like, I think the other one is better. Then, and you know, in the process of opening and closing, you actually lose money.
A lot.
So one of the things that I tell people, the first thing you need to do before you start a business is to think through your business. Don't wake up one morning and feel like that business seems to be doing well, because you don't know how that person actually got there. So let's avoid copying. Instead, let's think about our own business and create your own idea. And generating business idea is a process. We need to think through, have as many ideas as possible, but get time to analyze each one of them, to look at what need am I going to solve?
Yeah.
Because if the community you are serving, there's no need, if there's no problem in the community, you will not be in business.
True.
But if you identify the need that is in the community, you'll be able to go far.
Yeah.
After you identify the need in the community, then now structure your product or the service that will meet the need. Remember, customers will come to you because they have a problem.
Yeah.
And because they perceive that you have a solution for them.
Yes.
So when they come, they need to find the solution that fits them.
Yes.
The one you have thought through and actually looked like, you know, this is what I think will be able to solve this problem.
Yeah.
So after that, it's good to identify your niche.
Okay.
Identify your customer.
Now, out of whatever you've jotted
Yes,
down.
yes.
Okay.
Identify your customer. Okay. I always tell people that, you know, there is no customer like everyone.
True.
That everyone is your customer? No.
Yeah.
You need to identify the target market so that you can be able to structure, because needs are different in every target. So you need to structure them depending on who the customer is. And once you have decided who the customer is, think about the channel.
Yes.
How does that product get to them? How does that service get to them? So identify the channel. Are you going to be in a physical location? Are you going to be online, but then you need to have a system of delivery? Yeah. Because sometimes you see somebody marketing something, and then when the customer asks for it, they disappear. Because they don't know how, so how do I send somebody in Malindi? Because they hadn't thought, thought through. Yes. So it's important to think through the process of delivery and how the customer will actually get that service or that product. Yes. Number 4 is to be able to check what is the impact that this business of mine is going to have on the society and also on the environment. Yes. Because if your business will have a negative impact on the society, that's not a good business. Yes. And you know, sometimes there are people who do businesses that have money, that make a lot of money, but when you see the impact on the society, on the youth, is negative. That's not a good business to do. And lastly, it's good to always take care of the environment. Yeah. You see, we are enjoying this environment because somebody worked on it. Yeah. True. So it's good to go through all that, so that by the time you are starting your business, you know the path you are going. And once you have gone through that business idea, it's important now to do a plan for it, do a business plan for it. And as you do a business plan, one of the things that happens when you do a business plan is to clarify so many things in your business. So I tell people it is good to connect with your business. Connect. Because if you don't know what your business is all about, you will look like an alien. And your business will not grow. Just the way you take care of a baby. You know, you keep the baby close to you. Yes. And as you keep the baby close to you, you are tight, you know. So I tell people the same thing about that business. For it to grow, let's keep it, let's think about it. Don't be a stranger in your business. Get to know what's happening. Yes. So business is not about, you don't have something else to do. Actually say business is another profession. It is. And the way you prepare for work, you know, you rush in the morning, wake up at 5 o'clock because you are employed. How about when you are running your own business? Why do you wake up at 8? We need to wake up earlier.
Earlier, because you're the business, you're the client, you're the supplier, you're the distributor, you're everything. Yes.
So it's important to actually own the idea, own the business, and that ownership comes from thinking. Think about it and the impact that you're going to have in the community. So there are many things we can talk about. We may not be able to exhaust, but it's good to think about it.
Okay, so basically why we started these programs is because of the youth. Kuna so many people with a lot of dreams. You wake up in the morning, you want to do, for instance, a cake business.
Yes.
At the same time, you want to do a mtumba business. And at the same time, you want to do, say, start a small supermarket.
Yes.
All this you have written down, and in your opinion, it looks like it will work. Where do we go wrong? Because in my opinion, I'm thinking, labda nilikuwa nimeona niko na 500,000. I want to put 200 there, 200 here, and 100 in the mtumba business. But kuna mali nafika, ninakuwa na stall. Is it that I'm not planning well? Is it because it is too much to start? Where do I go wrong?
Thank you for that question. You know, the business is a life. It's the way you plant a tree. If you have a seed today for an apple, you will put it down, it germinates. Now, the work you will do around it to be able to end up with a fruit at the end is a lot. So, we need to put a lot of work into the business. So most of the time, the mistakes we do as business people is that, one, we are strangers in that business because we haven't thought through. Two, we have maybe we are copying another person. Three, we haven't even decided what need are we going to solve in the community. And sometimes we are offering the wrong product, or we are offering the wrong solution. Because what brings the customer to you is the need that they feel they need to be, the problem they feel it needs to be solved. So when we don't have the right product, or we don't have the right service, in the perspective of the customer, we will not be able to attract the customer. So we need to do everything with from the side of the customer, from the perception of the customer, so that we are able to sell to them. Because if you start a mitumba business today and you didn't know who your client is, you will not sell.
Yeah, you're just assuming people will need clothes.
Yeah, it's true they need, but who are you buying for? I know I've been training many clients even on stock management, and one of the things I realized is that many businesses have a lot of stock, and in the shop they have put it at the corner somewhere. I don't know whether you've seen that. Because that stock was bought in the perspective of the owner of the business, not
the client.
You need to buy things for the customer, not for you. If you are buying for you, take them to your house.
Use them.
But now you want to sell them. You need to know what are the customers asking for. Don't buy things because you found them cheap in some street.
Or because you loved them.
Yes.
It's about the client.
Buy because it's the customer asking for that product. And when you do that, you will always get the customer. Because those things in your shop, that service is not yours. It's for the customer. So as long as you think correctly and you get a lot of information from the customer, you will be able to grow. So in short, what I'm saying is that if we avoid the mistakes of starting wrongly, we need to start correctly. And again, we need to keep watering that plant. How do you water it? Do good records. Do correct costing. And by the way, costing has been a big issue.
It is
it's a big issue.
Right now from you.
Yeah, it's been a big issue by the way. And I've been telling people, you know what? Just invest in your costing. Let's come to your business and check what is your costing correct. You know? Because I will not give examples of the clients I have met, but the challenge is people are getting surprised that actually they are selling products at a loss.
Because
and they are not aware.
Labda kwa sababu you've seen someone else's business sells biscuits at 20 bob, so mine will have to be 20 bob.
Yeah. And we are not apportioning the expenses. Because you have gone to town to pick the product. You are not writing it anywhere. You have gone, you've called the client. You are not writing airtime anywhere. You've had lunch at work. You are not writing it anywhere. And you know, the other thing that most people do is that because we don't keep records, we also take away from the business. We actually steal. Okay, sorry for using that word.
But it's true. We steal from our own pockets.
We steal from our own, you know, because we are not separating ourselves from the customer, from the business. And yet the business is actually alive. It has its own life, and you have your own life. So I think we need to just separate. So that mixing is one of the mistakes that actually make people their business to stagnate or even to close at some point. And so we need to make sure that we are watering it. And I've just mentioned that watering is basically working on your skills to be able to know, I need to do this, I need to market. By the way, I'll surprise you. Sometimes business people don't say what they do. They're having a beautiful solution. Nobody knows. Because they don't market.
True.
So, and people are not going to drop from heaven to your business.
They have to know
create awareness.
About you.
Create awareness. So don't give up. If you have not been marketing and you know you have the solution for your customers, shout about it. Talk about it. Let the people know. So have a marketing plan. You know?
I think actually, just to cut you short, on marketing, I think what we are scared of is the cost that we give marketing. Because of course also marketing requires some cost, like you need to send WhatsApp messages, you need to call people, you need to do banners and all that. And it scares people, but I think it's one of the major things that brings in a customer. I don't know if I'm right.
You are, because you know marketing, basically marketing is what we call, you are attracting the customer. You are informing the customer. then you attract.
Yes.
So you're telling the customer, by the way, I have this beautiful thing, and I believe it suits you, you know.
Yeah.
So if you don't if you don't talk about it, the person who has talked about it and is selling a similar product will be able to sell.
Yeah.
Because now people are aware that, you know, you have that
Does
product.
this and that.
So the fear of spending money is another killer. You cannot reap what you have not sowed. So you cannot reap from marketing if you don't have a marketing plan.
Yes.
Or even a marketing budget, leave alone even a plan.
Yeah.
Just have a budget. Say, you know what, I want to do this. I want to do flyers for my business. I want to pay for an exhibition. I want to boost my page on Facebook, you know, and all that, or even Instagram.
Yes.
So invest in budgeting for marketing, so that you inform your customer and then you're able to attract.
Yes.
So don't fear spending. As long as you're making profit, don't fear spending.
Yeah.
But even if your business is new, you need to actually
Allocate.
budget
Yeah.
for that marketing. Because you cannot start a business today and imagine that people will just know. You need to shout about it,
Yeah.
and maybe they also need to come to your place and pay. I mean, I'm sure you do. You have
Yeah,
people
we
in
do.
digital
Yeah.
marketing,
Yeah.
so they can actually come and you create awareness for
Yes.
them. Yeah, so
Yeah.
it's important. Yeah, yeah. So there are many things that make business collapse.
Yeah.
And we can always talk about them on and on.
Yes.
But the biggest issue is let's own this business. Let's think about it. Let's watch over it.
Yeah.
You know, that plant, you want the fruit, watch over it.
Yeah.
Don't allow yourself to be an alien to your business.
Yes.
When you're an alien to your business, you leave your employees to manage your business. And I know that's what has been happening. I meet some clients and I ask them, so how much are you making per month? They're like, I will ask Mike.
Let me ask
The
the girl in the shop.
Yes.
Let me find out.
You are an alien. You will be told things.
Yeah.
And by the way, when people know you don't know about your business,
True.
you can always lose a few things. So it's good to connect.
Yeah.
Employ the right people. Don't employ your relative because they have nothing to do.
Yeah.
Don't employ your cousin, your nephew who has left the university because they have nothing to do. Employ somebody who has the skill.
Yes.
Interview them. Create a job profile. Say, you know, this is what you're going to do. You know, value them so that you can be able to, they can be able to help you to propel your business to the next level. Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just learning a lot with you.
Thank you.
'Cause I think I've also closed some businesses, and when I listen to you, I have realized there are mistakes that I've made out of ignorance or lack of knowledge. Because now, when you say leaving someone to take care of your shop, does not that make that shop personal for you?
Yeah.
So I actually have closed severally because of losses. And it's not because they could not run, but it's because they know I am not interested. I am just paying someone to run it for me, and my name is out there. That's it.
Yeah.
So I have learned something.
Thank you. Thank you.
So there are some youths out there who are looking into, you know, starting businesses and, you know, just grow. How would you help or assist young people, especially in the business industry?
Wow. The young people are great people.
Yeah.
And the young people have a lot of energy. And that energy needs to be converted into productivity. They need to be able to produce something. Now, if a youth is interested in running business, and by the way, I need to mention that not everybody can do business.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, some people can better under employment.
Yes, yes. So it's good to identify your skills. And there's something I normally help potential entrepreneurs to do, to be able to assess themselves.
Yes.
What are their skills? What is their motivation?
Yeah.
What is their commitment? And I just mentioned, you cannot leave employment 5 to 8 for entrepreneurship because you want an easy thing.
Because you think you will sleep.
Because you think you'll sleep up to 10 o'clock.
True.
In fact, if you leave employment for business,
Yeah.
please plan to wake up earlier than
Because
usual.
It's your personal thing.
Yeah, so one of the things we can help the youth is to identify their potential, to identify their skills,
Yes.
and to be able to move to the next level, and even help them to identify the ideas that they have. Because again, youth are very innovative. You just need to support them to actually think business, and we start by changing the mindset. As I mentioned to you, you know, growing in for anybody who has grown in a lot of poverty,
Yeah.
I don't know whether there's a lot of poverty, I don't know whether it's less poverty. But
in
I
poverty.
realize that when you grow in that environment,
Yeah.
you've got to take a step to change your mindset. Because even sometimes when you have made money,
Yeah.
you still don't feel you have made. Because
it
you
looks like it's
the mindset is still there.
Yeah.
So we need to help the youth to change their mindset
Yes.
and appreciate entrepreneurship,
Yeah.
so that they can take it as another job. And we just take them through what I've just mentioned about how to identify the process and all, the business idea, so that we can be able to help them to the next level.
Yeah.
I know there are people who would want to invest in the youth.
Yes.
And not even individual people. The government
Yeah.
has been good enough to have a youth fund,
Yeah.
women fund,
Yes.
because also the women are also another group of people
Yeah.
that we need to really support just to
Yes.
empower them.
Yeah.
So there are opportunities. So let's help them to generate the best idea for them, and then we help them now to start by going through business planning.
Yeah.
And then starting.
Yes.
Yes.
Wow. So you've said you have modules. Are you selling them, or where can I get if I'm someone who feels like you can assist?
The delivery of the training that I offer are in two ways. We can have a group setup.
Yes.
Where people come together.
Yeah.
Either you're in a chama.
Yes.
And you feel you want to be trained on entrepreneurship. We will do what we call training needs analysis, so that we pick the need
Yes.
that is in there. So if you have the common need in your chama,
Yeah.
we can actually come and train you as a chama. We can train as a group.
Yes.
Yeah. We can also train church-based.
Yeah.
If you are a pastor and you are in a church and you feel you want to empower your people,
Yes.
you can actually come to your church and we organize for training, so that we can be able to train as many people as possible. We also have one-on-one, where we can sit, Nasha and myself, we can be able to go through a training depending on the need that you have. So that's how we offer the modules, depending again on where if somebody is very far, we can do online. Via Zoom. Yes. And it's been, by the way, very helpful, because again it makes
That's actually where I go to.
Yes.
Zoom calls.
Yes. So we can do that because we want to get to as many people as possible.
Yes.
Yeah.
And how are your charges for such?
We don't have a fixed charge, because if somebody comes through the group,
Yeah.
one of the things, because remember my target is the MSMEs, yes. The micro, small and medium enterprises. You know, that's a wide scope.
Yeah.
So I don't have a fixed charge, because I need to identify the need in that group.
So, okay.
Yes, and there are some that I have been able to charge very small amounts, because I want to help them to come up.
Yeah.
So I don't have a fixed. We will agree. We will discuss.
Okay.
And we will be able to have something that is affordable. Okay. Because again, for me, I do not sell my time. I sell experience. Yeah. You know. So I'm not going to tell you that I will charge you this for 1 hour or 2, yes. But I want to take you through a process that will help you to transform yourself and the business going to the future. Yeah. So I'm open for discussion and I'm available. And I can assure you it's very affordable. And you'll be surprised.
Okay. So if I want to find you on your business handles, nitakupata wapi?
Yeah, on Facebook, you'll find me at Joyce the Business Coach. Oh. The same as Instagram.
Oh, right.
Joyce the Business Coach.
Oh, right.
Yes.
Wow. First, I actually like that you have an Instagram handle and a Facebook handle.
Yes.
Like, you know, people think those things are for young people. They forget social media right now is where everything is. So at least, you know, finding a business like yours somewhere like that it's encouraging, you know.
Yeah, thank you. You know, one of the things I've taken long to get there.
Okay.
But I want to thank my daughter, my daughters. They've been really helpful, and they keep telling me, you know, Mom, you can try this. Yeah. So I keep trying. Most of the time, they do the post for me. Okay. On Facebook, I do most of the time. Yeah. But on Instagram, it's a new page. It's a new page, yes. But they help me a lot. Okay. They actually do the content for me. I do the content for them. Then they do the posters. Oh, so nice. Yes. Wow. So I'm learning, and I think I have come to agree. Even if you are above 50 like me, it's still fine. Yeah. To be on social media.
It is fine.
Yes.
Especially if you're marketing or you're selling some ideas to people. Yes. It is a good platform.
Yes.
Though not many people are still into it, especially with age and everything.
Yeah, true.
So Joyce, normally I ask, so from where you started your life to now, do you feel like you've actually grown? Do you feel like you're helping your community? Do you feel like you're somewhere where you're proud of?
Yes, and I thank God. Yes. one of the things, when you're starting something, sometimes you're not very sure whether, where is it heading to,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
And especially that most of the time people struggle to pay for training.
Yeah.
And so most of the time I've done, in the past, I've done some pro bono trainings. And when I see business people growing, they meet me and they're like, Joyce, you helped me.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's even possible that we just met on the streets or in the supermarket. And I tell them,
Yeah.
how about if you try this? And they go and try and they're like, Joyce, I wish I met you earlier.
Yeah.
And that's what makes me feel happy, and I thank God.
Yeah.
And I want to give God all the glory. Because as a Christian, again, I want to say that the things I do, I do them for myself.
Yeah.
I think God put this passion in me,
Yes.
not for me, but for other
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
So I have met women that didn't have a job, a business.
Yeah.
And I meet them and they're like, Joyce, I started managing property.
Wow.
And I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
I started baking.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
So now I just help them now to grow to the next
Yeah.
level too. Even in my village, I do training.
Ah, okay.
In
Nice.
I come from Nakuru, so I do training when I go for holiday. I actually call the women to my place and we do training,
Yeah.
and I feel good when I see them.
Yeah.
The other thing that I also do is I do counseling,
Yes.
and I like when I'm able to interact with someone
Yeah.
who maybe is going through some distress.
Okay.
Because again, life happens, life
Yes,
happens.
yeah.
And so there are those times when I create time to do counseling for people. And I'm happy when I see someone changing, someone finding themselves again,
Yes.
someone getting unstuck.
Yes.
And I celebrate.
Wow.
Yeah, so, and I thank God.
Wow. Oh, wow. So thank you so much for
Yes.
taking your time with us. It is a bit brief because personally I think we can have this conversation a lot of times.
Yes.
Because I think you would help my viewers here to especially manage businesses, and not just them, including me. I
Thank
think
you.
I've learned one or two things from you, and not out of this,
Yes.
even just online. I've
Thank
seen you, and
you.
I'm wondering why you're not on YouTube.
I'm coming soon.
Please,
It's a
please,
journey.
please.
I actually created a YouTube channel
Okay.
2 weeks ago.
All right.
And as I told you, my daughters are the ones who are encouraging me.
Okay.
I think sometimes, depending on where you are,
Yeah.
sometimes you feel like, okay, I think I need to keep improving until I get there.
Yeah.
But I also tend to think that it's good to start where
Yeah.
you are.
It is
So
good
I'm
to
coming
start.
soon.
Yeah.
And I'll be able to share.
Oh, okay.
Yes, thank you.
So thank you so much, Joyce.
Yes.
I've learned a lot of things from you. And as you continue waiting for you on YouTube, we shall have this sitting again and again. And also for those that will be looking maybe to train with her, as she has said, you can go to her Facebook page. The handles are down below. Also your phone number, maybe you can share, the one
Yes.
that you use for business.
Okay.
Yeah.
My phone number is 0721 630 912.
Yeah.
0721 630 912. It's always on.
Oh, right.
I always make sure I charge my phone, so so you'll get me. And by this, it's good to think about your business.
Yeah.
I keep repeating that.
Yeah.
Think about it, and you'll be surprised how it will grow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Personally, I think I will come back for classes.
Yes.
I need, especially for me, record keeping is my weakness.
Yes.
I am so poor. Okay, I'm not poor, but I find like I don't give it time. So I will always wait till the end month. Ndio nianze kusema on 15th what did I do? Let me check M-Pesa statements and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I think that is step number 1 to failure.
Yes.
So I will come back for classes.
Yes.
It has been a wonderful time. I have learned one or two things
Yes.
with Joyce here.
Yes.
Thank you so much. May
Yeah.
God bless you and continue lifting you, to change your community and women and youths.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It has been real. It has been awesome.
Yes.
Maybe if you want to reach out to Joyce, you can call us. If you cannot reach to her number, we can be able to link you up. And she's also in Kitengela. And she's a good lady. She will just come to you and help you out. So maybe you want to say bye to people here.
Yes, and thank you, Nasha, for having me today. I'm really honored to be here, and I want to thank God, and I also want to wish you all the best in what you do. And so for our viewers, I want to thank you for tuning in, and I want to wish you all the best. I want to encourage you to believe in yourself. Whatever thing that God has put in your heart, don't keep it, don't sit on it, just get up, start, and we will support you all the way. So thank you so much, and may God bless you.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much. Until next time, keep it real and be safe.
Thank you.